guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Praise, and I'm back with another video. For this week's video, I'm going to be telling you everything I wish I knew before starting sixth form. Before we get into the video, a little bit about me. My name is Praise and I'm currently going into my third and final year of university at the London School of Economics studying law. And so why I decided to do this video is because till this day there are so many things that I wish I knew before starting sixth form, which I feel would have been so useful, and I wish this is the video I watched before starting sixth form. When I was in sixth form, I studied originally in my first year, so year 12, I studied history, politics, Spanish and art. And then when it got to year 13, I decided to drop, or I didn't decide, it was a whole fiasco, but I decided to drop Spanish and I carried on with history, politics and art. So those are the A levels I took. If you do have any questions, comment them down below. But in terms of my advice, personalized for sixth form, let's get straight into it. The first thing I wish I was told, or I wish I knew before starting sixth form, was just the amount the step up is between GCSEs and A levels. Now personally, upon reflection, I would say that GCSEs were relatively easy in comparison to A levels, and if you actually put it into consideration, at GCSEs you're studying 10 to 11 subjects, whilst at sixth form you're doing like 3 to 4. So I think the main difference was that you were doing fewer subjects, but you were just going more in depth with it. And so I wouldn't say it's harder, but I do think there's a lot more you need to know when it comes to the subjects you're taking during sixth form. It's a lot more in depth. Some people would refer to it as harder. I would say I just found the workload a lot and a bit more intense, so I found myself getting more work with. Yeah, there is a step up, and it's just something you should prepare yourself for. It's not something that isn't manageable, but I think it should be known and made clear that it is a step up, and you find step ups in every stage. Now that I'm in university, I don't even know how I did 11 subjects at GCSEs. The second thing I wish I knew is just to take the first couple of weeks to get an understanding of how you're feeling about the subjects that you've taken or for A levels. So I knew what I wanted to take, and to be honest, one thing that I was always like, I was actually going to swap art with maths because I was good at maths and I really enjoyed maths. But at the same time, I was like, career-wise, what do I want to do and what do I want to go into? And I was also focused on picking subjects that I did enjoy and I felt like I could do for the next 2 years. So I would recommend taking the first couple of weeks or up to a month, just so you don't leave it too late, to look at the subjects that you've taken and actually think, am I enjoying this and can I do this for the next 2 years? And does it actually contribute to what I'm planning to do in the next stage of my life? So whether you're planning to go to university or not, like, just look at whether the subjects you're taking now actually has some relevance and also is something that you can cope with. If you're starting maths and you're like, this is not what you came in for and this is like not something you can keep up with, then I would recommend maybe changing subjects, but definitely take the first couple of weeks to look at your subjects and see if it is possible to get one changed. Then definitely do that and take advantage of that. The third thing I wish I knew before starting sixth form is choose the subjects that make you happy, but also choose the subjects that align with your career and the next stage of your life. So as I just mentioned, I'm at university, so when I was picking my subjects, I was looking, and at that time I knew I wanted to study law. So I was like, I knew I would need some form of essay-based subjects. And so if you do know where you want to take your next stage in education, then probably look at the universities that you're aiming or hoping to go to, or whatever job or apprenticeship you're looking to do, and therefore choose the subjects that align with that, but also you know that you'll be happy studying for the next 2 years. And I think that a huge importance should be placed on that, because at the end of the day, I'm sure you're more likely to do well in something that you enjoy and you understand and like you're hoping to get better at, as opposed to a subject that you're literally like grinding day and night to actually understand just one singular topic. So that's the next thing I would recommend. Don't let your 2 years of sixth form shape how you will do it in your exams. So I was someone, and I've always been someone, who does not do well in mocks. Like, I'm so sorry, I've tried my best, but it's never happening, and I don't think I even have to do that again. Until I'm done with uni, I don't think I have to sit mocks properly again. And so I was always someone who never did well in mocks, but it always made my teachers think that I'm not good enough, but like can do well in the actual thing. Based on that, I just knew, like, you know yourself and you know yourself personally, so don't let your 2 years shape how you're going to do in your exam. Try and take the tests that you're doing throughout your year and use those to your advantage. So actually do your best in them and revise for them and do them proper. But also don't let you not being good at essays throughout first year of sixth form shape you not being able to improve in year 13. And that's something I did, because I was so bad. When I say so bad at writing essays in first year, I used the whole year to improve on that. And there was this girl in the year above who helped me tremendously, like just getting me to understand like how to write my essays, how to shape them. And by year 13, like honestly, I could not believe the improvement, and my teachers noticed it too. So don't let you not being good at something originally shape how your grades will be, but always try to improve and work on that. Thing I wish I knew before starting sixth form was that friendships change. Unfortunately, that's the way of life, and that's something I've learned. I will say, so my best friend Isha and Dina are still my best friends now, but Dina left. She didn't come to my sixth form, so that was like a major shift. But then another thing I learned was that your friendships are constantly changing, because in my school we had a common room, so that was my year and year above. So I eventually ended up making friends with people in the year above, people in my year who I never spoke to for the past 5 years. But because you're all constantly in an environment, your classes have also changed, you just learn to make new friends and also speak to different people. And that's something I would encourage you to embrace. Everyone at uni is doing their own thing, but at sixth form you're always constantly surrounded by these people. So yeah, embrace your friendships, embrace new friendships, encourage just meeting new people. Along with friendships, the one thing I would also recommend whilst you're there is don't get involved in drama. Don't waste your time with drama. In my first year of sixth form, it was just a bit much, but second year I was more focused, more buckled down. So I'd say don't get involved in drama. It's a waste of time, waste of your energy, waste of your space, when you can be doing that to just have fun with people and work as well. So yeah, one thing is like just don't get involved. If you see it, just like look the other way. But yeah, focus on yourself, focus on your friends, and that's really it. Just stay out of drama and don't get involved in that. The seventh thing I wish I knew how I learned best. So I knew for GCSEs, like I had a way of studying, and I don't actually think that was even the healthiest way, and I will say it to this day, like I burnt myself out tremendously during GCSEs. Moving into A levels, I think it's really important that you know how you study and how you learn best. So eventually when you do your exams, you're going to be doing exams over 2 years of information, and so throughout the year, or throughout year 12, year 13, I'd say consistently look at what you're learning and keep them stored somewhere that you know you can come back to, and also notes that you can easily learn from, so that when it comes to year 13 and your exams are coming up, you have the notes from year 12 that you can use. So that being said, that also means that you must be making notes throughout your year and also going over topics constantly. So if you just go to class and you've learned something new, I'd recommend that you go over that topic in your next free period, or if there's anything you don't understand, ask that teacher now. Go to your teacher and ask them, oh, I didn't really get this aspect of this topic or this aspect of this topic, would you mind like explaining that for me? So yeah, keep your notes in condensed forms, but also make sure that you're actively going over your topics. Another thing I would actually say when it comes to this organization point in terms of keeping all your notes together is that stay organized, like be planned. So have an academic planner, have a notebook, have folders, so that you're organized. And I would say this is a great point to speak about the sponsor of this video, Papier. So if you are someone who likes to stay organised, or someone who's looking to stay organised, then these planners are for you. Papier's daily planners and journals are essential for back to school or work, regardless of what age or stage you're in. Papier sells personalised stationery, and here are some of the items I was sent. What I absolutely love about Papier is that you can personalise all your planners and customise it with your name. You can also choose what colour you want as well as the font. They have neat, simple, elegant and beautiful designs, and there are so many different journals and planners on their site, so you can definitely find a planner for you this academic year. So head over to their site, and I'll leave the link in the description box below, where you can check out their back to school range and more. Thank you once again to Papier for collaborating with me on this video. Let's get back into it. I wish I knew before starting sixth form, which I think I actually did pretty well, but I would recommend, because I know there are people around me who weren't in the same boat, get involved in as much as possible. So this is throughout your whole year of sixth form. So even this summer, maybe this should have come out earlier, but this summer it would have been useful for you to maybe like do some volunteering. But in year 12, I'd say use that time to get involved in extracurricular activities, whether it's a sport, volunteering, whether it's taking part in essay competitions. Like, do whatever you can so that when it comes to the summer of year 13, you have enough to write on your personal statement, and also enough to contribute to whatever university you're looking to go into, or whatever stage of your career you're looking to enter into next. You have enough on your plate to say that you've done this, so you have experience in this, you've done this, so you have experience in this. If you can get work experience, great. There are so many platforms, which I will actually link some. I wish I had this platform, not sponsored, not sponsored. So I wish I had this platform when I was in sixth form, because they do like work experiences for year 12 and year 13 students online, so it's virtual, so you can do those easily. So I'll link them down below if I can remember the name. There are so many things that you can be doing during this time, so I definitely recommend getting involved in as many extracurricular activities throughout the year. That way you're helping yourself in the long run and you're not rushing to say you did this. So for me, what did I do? I went to court. Like, I would go to the Old Bailey and view cases that are going on. I'd also go to some smaller tribunal courts or some smaller Crown Court. So I went to Snaresbrook Crown Court. Yeah, I did that. I also attended some lectures from university. So I went to one at King's College London. But yeah, just get an interest in terms of what you're looking to do or pursuing your career further, and have that unlocked so that later on you're all set and you're all prepared to go. So that's the 8th thing I wish I knew. No one tells you all these things, and it's like, I feel like my school, they were really good. Let me not even lie, they were really good on getting us on top of things, but you actually have to actively go and find this information or go and learn it or look at these events. So I know my university, if you're in year 12 or year 13 and you're interested in going to LSE, hold or have a lot of things that. The 9th thing I wish I knew is look after yourself and your mental health. I would actually say during sixth form, it was like year 13, my mental health was actually quite good, like really good, I would say. And I've always embraced like change. I've always embraced issues. Like, I've never let things actually get to me. Or fair enough, issues happen, but I never let it faze me. I'd say the only time was like just before my schools got shut down because of COVID. That was when like everything was a lot, like it was a lot of pressure. But generally, I just say look after yourself and your mental health, and no one else can do that apart from yourself. And that's something I wish I knew, because you're always constantly like, you're working for yourself at the end of the day, and like teachers can do as much as they can, but unless you put in that effort and unless you have that strong hold on yourself, then nothing will really change. That's why I would recommend to look after your mental health. Like, I'm telling you personally, like that's if there's anything you take from this is what I'd say. Treat yourself. You do well in a test, treat yourself, go out with friends. Yeah. Prepare yourself for university earlier on. So that's why I'm saying in year 12, do all those extracurricular activities, get involved in as much as you can, so that during the summer of year 13, like before you start year 13, you can be working on your personal statement way ahead of everyone else. If you do know what you want to do and you're looking at courses like law, for example, or medicine or anything, just know what your potential universities require in terms of your subjects, in terms of your grades. That way you have things and aspirations or goals that you're looking to meet. Another thing I'd say is that for me, I did the LNAT, or I had to do the LNAT for some universities, and so I had to prepare myself by myself for that LNAT. So look if your course that you're looking to do requires any assessments. So like for law, you had to do the LNAT. I know for some medicine people at my school, they had to do the BMAT and the UCAT. So if your career or university requires you to do some assessments, know this from the beginning or end of year 12. And I'd say the prime time that I would recommend like preparing for university would probably be the end of year 12 towards the middle and end of year 12. That's one thing I wish I knew, because I started at a good time, but I wish I started earlier, because then I wouldn't have been as stressed when it came to preparing for interviews or writing my personal statement or like rushing. So yeah, I'd advise you to get ahead of that. And the final thing, if there's anything you take from this other than the mental health one, I would recommend that you cherish every moment you have in sixth form. Like, I know it sounds so soppy. If there was a time I could go back to, I'm not kidding, and I was saying this, like my friends and I were speaking about this and they all agree with me, I would go back to sixth form because it's a community, it's people that you see all the time. Once you leave sixth form, you're literally set loose into the world, and it sounds so drastic, but it is a huge change, and that, what I'd say, is has been my biggest jump in life. So yeah, cherish every moment you have at sixth form. Go out with friends, go to party, do your work, but work hard. Like, make everything you do during your time at sixth form worth it. So use your free periods that you have. That's another thing, use your free periods to do work, actual do work, so then you're ahead and like you're not wasting time, so that when it comes to sitting those exams, you're prepared, you feel prepared. So don't waste your free periods that you have available to you, use those to your advantage. But yeah, overall, cherish every moment you have. That is everything I wish I knew before starting sixth form. I hope you guys found this video useful, and if you do have any further questions, comment them down below and I'd be happy to answer any question you might have. Also, list down below what A-level subjects or what subjects you're looking to take in year 12 and 13. Like, subscribe, and also comment on this video if you found it useful and you'd also like to see more of me. Thank you guys very much for watching. It's been your girl Praise, and I will see you next week with another video.
Go, 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 shorty. It's your birthday. We gon' party like it's your birthday. We gon' sip.